zodiac sign. Put it in the chat, guys. Like a really good okay, with love, we gotta have a little reality check real quick. You gotta just be the best you can be, not anybody else. It's only you at the end of the day.
Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm trying to dual stream right now. So, hey, hello. For all y'all that do not know me, my name is Naja, aka The Voodoo Child. And this is a TRIBETEA segment, basically where you guys send in your stories and then we give advice, all that jazz. Right now, I'm about to just let people know that I'm live. So, give me 1 second. And if you can see me, just go ahead and say hello. Let's see. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. That is just so crazy to me. Hey, okay, I see some of you guys are starting to funnel in. And let me make sure that this is working. This is so crazy. This is like a perfect stream too if you've never seen me before. I know it's been so long since I've been live on Twitch. That's so crazy. But it's looking like it's not really translating to YouTube that well. Hold on, let me see. I might have to start this over. Yeah, for some reason it's not wanting to go on YouTube. But I see y'all on Twitch. Hey. Like, let me see what you guys are talking about. What's up? It has been a minute. After being unemployed for 6 months, I got another job in time for my birthday. Congrats. You said that's really good, girl. That because a lot of people do not have a job right now. How have you been? I've been good. I've really just been trying to find my place, like how I want to come back to Twitch. Man, that is so annoying. I really wanted to dual stream, but it doesn't seem like she wants to work. Here, let me see. Maybe if I do this. Okay, no, I see it. Here, let me see. It's unlisted. Oh, let me make that public. Okay. Now, let's see if some people on YouTube see me. Sorry for everybody if this is your first time watching me. I usually have my ish together, okay? But I wanted to dual scream. I want to fucking scream right now. Let me chill. And then I got my there we go. I see y'all now. I see y'all on YouTube. And then I got the wrong description on here. There you go. That's better. Hang in there with me, guys. This is going to be a really good stream. Okay, now the gang's all here. The gang is all here. We've got Twitch and YouTube. I was going to do TikTok also, but I knew something like this was going to happen, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So here is the live chat. This is a live segment if y'all could not tell, okay? Like, there we go. Now I get to see all of you guys. This is so cool. What's up? Okay. We're here. Hey, so today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stories that we're going to get into. Hello to everybody that just got in here. Make sure you like the live. I appreciate it so much. And if you got to catch a playback, I appreciate that too. I love all the love. I'm so glad that I got both of my communities in the same room. That is just everything. So yeah, 2 of the stories today do have receipts or screenshots, as I'd like to say. The first one is called "My Now Ex-Friend Texted Me That I Intentionally Ruined Her Birthday 2 days after the party." So she ruined her birthday at the birthday party on her birthday at the birthday party, basically. And we have tons of receipts and texts about that. The next one is "My crazy ass neighbor will not leave me alone." And y'all, I'm not trying to ruin it, but when I tell you guys that the picture that they sent me had me like on the floor dying laughing, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but wow. Okay. The one after that is the one that we didn't get to 2 weeks ago, which was the job dilemma. I really want to read everyone's stories, so I'm gonna read their job dilemma story. We've all had job issues. Shout out to you in the chat that said you just got your job after 6 months of being unemployed. It's hard out here. Like, it's hard out here. So Love the job stories. And then the last one, I can't wait to read also, and it's called Unicorn Tales. And if y'all don't know what a unicorn is, I'm going to wait until we're not so early in this. Actually, it's 5 minutes in, so I can tell you guys. A unicorn is somebody who is like a third to a couple. So like you're dating the girl and you're dating the guy at the same time. That is a unicorn. We've had one of our tribe members email in about, and he was a male unicorn, and hearing his male perspective. Now we have a woman's perspective or a femme perspective on being a unicorn. So yeah, we have tons of stuff. This is a very spicy stream for any of you guys that haven't seen me in a while, or if you're new here, hey. Make sure y'all get your water. It's starting to heat up where I'm at, girl. And oh, I got my ticker back. Hopefully this doesn't slow down the connection, but if you guys have a story that you would like to email onto here and that I read out loud and everything, please send it to TRIBETEA@shopvoodoochild.com. And if you want to support me, please go to shopvoodoochild.com and buy some artwork, buy something. Thank you so much to that one person that put in that order this month. It was a really, really big order. I really appreciate you. I prefer you guys buying my art over super chats and gifts and all that stuff. Like, it just means a lot to me. You guys get something from me. And it's just not throwing money in the air, right? But I appreciate all the super chats. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it, but it's not mandatory, okay? So I'm going to get into story number 1 because I spent a good little 2-3 minutes with the tech difficulties, but we're here, girl. Make sure you guys get ready. Shout out to Twitch. Shout out to YouTube. Let's get into story number 1, okay? So, to preface, I have sent in a story. Hold on, let me scoot her up, girl. Not even a month ago, about my old high school bully being in jail. Yes, I do remember that story. I did look at the news clip. That was insane. So a month ago, my friend, we're going to call her Natalie, put me in one of those big group chats for her birthday. Guys, I'm in my late 20s now, okay? Do not, I repeat, do not put me in no damn group chat, birthday group chat, okay? That was cute when we were 19, 20, 21, all right? Do not put me in no birthday group chat to do, like, absolutely not. I will never forget, I got put in a group chat for, like, a Christmas party, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on here. That was, like, the worst party, anything I've ever got invited to. That shit was just so weird. The vibes were weird, like, it was just weird. Like, I feel like it was a setup, me personally. I feel like it was a setup. But yeah, just don't put me in no group chat. I feel like there should be a process of elimination, right? So let's say we're all planning to go on a cruise, or we're all planning to, you know, catch a flight together. There needs to be at least 6 months of planning, and you can kind of see who can hang and who can't hang, right? You really don't need a group chat to do all that shit, because some of y'all just be in the group chat for the vibes, and that's not me. I'm about that action, okay? Like, I hate that group chat crap. I hate it. Yes, I agree with Darian. That's why you go on solo trips for your birthday. I do the same thing. I throw myself dinner. I do my own thing. If somebody wants to hang out with me, I will hang out with you my birthday week. Like, I just don't put all those expectations on a birthday, right? But that's me personally. Some people, male, woman, whatever, they have that weight on their birthday. I feel you. I'm just not her, right? So for some reason, my friend Natalie wanted to have 2 parties. See, I already don't like you. Oh my gosh. One on the weekday and then the other on the weekend. I think during this whole debacle, I've realized how much emphasis people put on birthday parties. I'm almost 25, and the last big birthday I had was maybe when I was like 21 years old. I feel you. The first thing I noticed is how I knew just about nobody in the group chat. Oh my gosh. Not even one person. Y'all didn't have not one mutual. Now, that's never happened to me before. I'll exit that group chat so quick. If you're the only person that I know, yeah, that's just not an event that I need to be at. Like, what? Oh my gosh. When I asked her to introduce me to them, Natalie's roommate, who I'll call Kim, simply said the people in the group chat were friends of an Aquarius woman, which annoyed me a tiny bit as I was hoping to get to know someone else, as being in groups of people I barely know always makes me shy. Kim is the only other person I know in this group, and her friend said she tried to set me up with blocking me from viewing his Instagram stories a week after meeting him. What? Okay, Kim is the roommate. I bring this up because my previous talking stage did that exact same things to me, which really hurt me, and she made no effort to comfort or console me. Okay, let's regroup, because that was confusing as shit. So basically, here, turn this damn ticker off. We're not at the end of the story yet. Basically, Natalie has a roommate named Kim. Okay? Kim is the mutual that y'all know. Like, that's like your associate, your buffer. So you were like, damn, like, how come old girl didn't introduce me to everybody in the chat? And Kim is like, well, we're friends with an Aquarius. That's no fucking excuse. You guys said, like, you're 25, your brains develop. We need to stop blaming our zodiac signs for how we're acting. Shout out to all the Aquarius in the chat, though. Shout out to y'all. That's not acceptable. You need to introduce, that's literally, and then I don't know about y'all, I don't like mixing my friend groups like that. Like, talking about slay, thanks. No, shout out to the Aquarius. But yeah, I just don't, me personally, I would never mix up my hot girl, my bitches shaking ass with their hands out with my fucking corporate associates, or like, my we go to church brunch on Sunday friends. Like, I just personally, I like people for different reasons, and I feel like different people bring different things to the table in life, and like, you don't have to all put them in the same room. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to the Aries, though. It is Aries season. But yeah, I also feel like that is just a recipe for disaster, because another thing, whether we want to admit it or not, we as humans, being social creatures, we do pick favorites. We do have a preferred group. Like, don't be, and then there's always like that weird animosity. I don't know. And then some people are very selfish with others, right? I've been in circumstances where, I've been to birthday dinners or like birthday parties or just any type of event. And you could always tell when somebody is like possessive of another person, and like they just are mean to you just because you just so happen to be cool with their friend. Yeah, nah, bro, I'm good off that shit. So fast forward to the day of the first party. I was the first one to come to the Airbnb. We all chipped in money, but the big thing for me was that parking wasn't free since it was in the city, and I had to pay almost $40 to park. There wasn't no parking at the Airbnb. There wasn't no garage. Okay. Needless to say, this already put a damper on my night, but I wanted to be a good friend and show up for Natalie. Natalie gets ready and the entire time is complaining to me about her situationship of a year being difficult. We're going to call him Mac. And how 2 of her friends aren't even coming because of Mac. She tells me that he cheated on her, even though they weren't exclusive, and that's why a lot of her friends don't like him. The entire time, I'm trying to tell her that this birthday will be a good one, so she needs to just focus on her and her friends who are actually coming. Seriously, it is not Mac's birthday. And then why are we over here catching feelings for the fling? And then I get why the girls don't like Mac, because obviously your friend wants Mac to be her boyfriend, right? I'm seeing in the chat, y'all are saying red flag, year-long situationship. A situationship for a year, you're going to prison. I agree. Like, she obviously wants that man's eggplant. She wants to own the eggplant. She wants that to be her eggplant and her eggplant only, and he is not down with that. And the other group of friends are aware that she wants his eggplant and his eggplant only. So they're like, we don't fuck with him for not fucking with you, basically. But You can't be mad at that man like he got a sweet gig. You have to stop giving up your cootie cat. You have to stop, ma'am. It's your birthday and you're over here worrying about a Dusty that can't, like, bruh, there's so many. If anything, you should be glad that you're single on your birthday. You can go and bitches shaking that with their hands out like, what are we doing? You over here upset because Dusty Mac don't want to be around? Like, what? He says situationships should barely even last a month. No, for real, bro. Like, we can't be dragging. If we're dragging on situationships like that, you're convenient cooch. That's not good for anybody. He don't deserve charity cooch because you are the prize. Like, no, absolutely not. And that too. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Sakaya, I agree. No boys allowed. No men allowed. Absolutely not. He better be as fruity as a Christmas cake. Cause nah. And then even then, I still don't know because he might try to go and get a man up and like, nah, bro, no boys allowed. No boys allowed. So Kim, the roommate, one of her friends and her sister end up coming to the Airbnb and have similar issues with parking. Mac doesn't arrive until the dinner. Why is Mac there? Shout out to Casey for the super chat. Thank you so much, guys. You do not have to send me anything, but it is so appreciated. They said, I'm late. I needed some tea in my life. Hope y'all are doing well. We hope you're doing good too. Hope the weather is good where you're at because, girl, it's nice over here. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Buki. Oh, Mac must thinks it's his birthday. Mac doesn't arrive until the dinner. And he showed up to the dinner an hour late. Wow. Okay. I guess that didn't matter too much in the long run because Natalie messed up with the reservations by reserving a group of 8 for next week. Oh my God. We ended up eating, to which I spent maybe $30 alone at the restaurant, and then we all walked back to the B&B. I was chatting with this lesbian couple for most of the time sitting there, but they didn't come back to the Airbnb. And at that point, everyone else found a buddy to talk to for the night. Damn. So we get back to the Airbnb and pregame, to which the alcohol from before the restaurant and during was starting to kick in. They were all getting ready and talking while I had on a movie on Netflix. Keep in mind, they had another show on for background noise on top of Kim blasting the most basic music you could imagine. I was starting to not feel going bar hopping because I was already out $70 for the night. You did spend $40 for parking. Girl, where do you live? Like $40 for parking? Do you live in the city? Because what the hell? B, I was genuinely getting tired. The one wrong thing in this whole scenario I did was ask her sister to stay with me at the Airbnb since she mentioned she was already tired as well and didn't like going out. This will come into play later on. Mac ended up bringing some devil's lettuce, and Natalie made it seem like we were going to go and puff outside of the porch. I got over that phase of the alcohol where I'm tired though, so I end up going with them. Kim is getting Polaroid pictures, to which took about 10 to 15 minutes max to do my makeup. So, because y'all know I look at all sides of the story, okay? Because sometimes we don't realize that we're being that guy until you have the outside coming in. You went from you being tired to now I want to go smoke some grass and put on a full face of makeup for some Polaroids. Girl, you might as well drink a cup of coffee and go out. And maybe that's just that late 20s shit, because I feel like, I don't know, in your early 20s, you have all the time and no work. And then when you get older, you have to work, and you have this small window of time to actually enjoy yourself and have fun. Like, girl. And then you was like, it was the vibe. So like you got old girl playing some booth music. You got somebody else watching something else for background noise. You know what I do? Even like when I do my podcast and Daniel's listening to some shit I really don't even want to listen to, but I need to get hype. I put in them earphones and I go in the bathroom and I'm hyping myself up, listen to my girly pop, my turn up, like, girl. Another thing is, the sister of the birthday girl, you're about to keep the sister of the birthday girl home. I mean, you already done paid for the B&B. You already paid your share for the B&B. You know, I don't know. I don't know where the story going, but I'm just saying there are ways around this. No, for real, bruh. So we all walked to the bar. Okay, she did go. Our friend went. We all walked to the bar. Good for you. Immediately, not impressed. Girl, the bar is not. Y'all should have pre-gamed at the B&B. Well, y'all did pre-game at the restaurant. Damn. So you just over it. You just over it. I'm not impressed. There was nowhere to sit, and we're just standing around while they all talk to the bartender. I ended up going outside to talk to Kim and a bouncer for a bit before Kim brings up a fucking furry convention going on at another bar. Natalie wants to go, but I'm apprehensive mainly because I was exposed to that explicit stuff maybe 10 to 12 years old. Oh my gosh. And it was kind of scarring to see that stuff. So you at 10 to 12 got exposed to adult furry content, which I honestly believe because I've seen YouTube videos about YouTubers going to furry conventions and stuff like that. And surprisingly, it is very not safe for work. It is very I've even known some people online that say they pay their rent by drawing crude furry material, right? Now, furries themselves, the people, they're cool people. They're everyday people, like IT guys, people at the grocery store. They usually got money because them suits are expensive, you know? But yeah, the fandom gets dark. I've even seen Yahtzee. If y'all, fuck it, I'm gonna just say it. We on YouTube. The Nazi furries. I've seen Nazi furries before. You got Nazis with swastika bands. Furries. So yeah, that community is pretty dicey. I get why you're I don't know. But I also see why your friend, on some drunk shit, that is doing stuff like that is when you could say my life a movie. You do it for the plot. You just do it for the plot, bro. Just go in there. You're grown now, but I get it. If it traumatized you that bad, I get it. Maybe she can go get somebody else and go with her and you could fall back. But yeah. Them furries, something else. I'm talking about this is that chronically online stuff I am familiar with. Yes, them fan art, they do be paying thousands of dollars. If you're ever down bad, guys, sell feet pics, furry art, My Little Pony, brony art. Shoot, I'm over here. I might need to take some notes. I could use a few extra bands. I'm I need to take note. I'm going to make a fursona and make my own little account. So they actually do go, okay, so you're pushing your boundaries here. All right, so you didn't even want to be outside, and now you're at the furry bar. So we go, and it was exactly what I expected. I was extremely uncomfortable with the sexual atmosphere, and it smelled so bad. Yeah, I did hear them niggas be stink. Because you in that suit, it's hot. Oh, God. It smelled and no one else seemed to care. Kim treated it more like a freak show than anything else, which is also a little annoying. After maybe being out for an hour, I asked someone to walk me home or to the Airbnb since I didn't want to walk home alone. And her sister walks me home and I get ready for bed before Natalie comes home with Mac around 1 a.m. Natalie mentions how she has to be up at 8 a.m. Okay, first off, I'm going to just say this elephant in the room also. The reason why it's no guys is because if your man is there and we're all paying for this Airbnb, he's a dusty and he needs to fucking go. Am I tripping? Because why are we all splitting on you being able to smash your dude, bro? It's a birthday trip. I get it. You want some birthday. Yeah. But why don't y'all two do something on another day? Because I'm yeah, you need to pay some extra or something. I don't know. That shit's just not sitting right with me. My man wouldn't even want to be there. because of that. Like, he would be like, damn, now I got to pay for all these girls' drinks. Damn, now I got to drive all these girls around. Damn, now I got to make sure each one of these girls gets into the B&B. Like, you're the man of the situation. Even if you're gay, they be doing that to the gay dudes too. That's why I said maybe don't invite even the gay dudes. Like, just make it like a girls thing. Like, I agree with Mello. If you want your man there, everybody's significant other needs to be there. Like, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your they, them, whatever, they need to be there too. It's just a couple's trip. But then it's not a birthday trip no more. Do y'all see what's going on? Like, I don't know. I feel like y'all low-key be finessing people to pay for the room and board. Like, I agree. They need to have a different hotel. Like, I don't know. Oh, and old girl got to go to work at 8. Baby. Natalie mentions how she got to be up at 8, but they smoke and talk with me until maybe 1:40 to 2 o'clock, making no statements for me to please get out of their room. Girl, it's like I'm already assuming like what the issue is about to be because of like what you're saying. Like, they never told me to get out the room, but it's like, I'm going to say this with love because I still don't know the full situation. But it is given that you one of them people that just go where the we go. Like, because this is the second situation where you done hopped from the dead of sleep to come and tap a J. Okay? Like, I'm just being real. I've met people like this even in my old age. Still, just go where the tree go. And be like, oh, there's some tree. I guess I'm going. Oh, there's some tree. I guess I'm going. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being real. I'm getting them vibes because you're like, they never told me to get out the room, but you was about to make sure you got all that, right? To be fair, Mac shouldn't even have been there. He shouldn't even have been there. But hey, I'm just saying, like, shouldn't have been there. Mac mentioned how he thought that Mac Miller and Ariana Grande were soulmates, to which I shut the shit down so fast. And she mentioned him and Natalie finding each other on and off, which I found very cringe. But the night is over. The next morning on my way back home, she texted me like nothing was wrong and that she hoped I have fun. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking at the text messages right now. I'm about to show y'all these texts. Flash forward a couple days later, to which I got sick and couldn't show up to the next one because remember, she's having 2 parties. She texts me out of the blue about how shocked and hurt she was by my behavior. And she felt I intentionally tried to ruin her birthday for not really wanting to go bar hopping and being verbally and visibly irritated. I wasn't expecting all that. I was expecting something to happen during the night. You over here festered, and it's almost given like the whole group of people really like sat and thought, who the fuck can they single out in the group chat? I don't like that. I responded to which she gave this half-assed response about how she was busy and she would text later. This was after I was crying for 15 minutes about the intentional comment in particular. All right, let's get into these text messages. Yeah, I had a feeling too they were going to say she was being a Debbie Downer, but I didn't, only because Kim would walk out a lot and her sister would walk out a lot and go home early. So I don't know. She said, thank you for inviting me. I'm still not entirely sure on Tuesday, like if she's going to show up for Tuesday, but I had fun last night. Thank you so much for making the trip down. I'm glad you have fun. This is so funny because this is exactly how I imagine you at the furry convention. Exactly. Us at the furry bar. Oh my gosh. No, that's what I thought too. Now y'all about to bully this girl because no one in the chat knows her. Like, I already know what the hell's about to go down. That was not okay. I just got home. Okay. She said, again, I'm going to let you know about Tuesday. My biggest concern was parking because that shit was over $30. I hope yesterday went amazing. I definitely don't know if I'm going tomorrow. My throat feels sore. Oh no, I'm sorry. It could be acid reflux from smoking. Girl, you and this smoking. But if it doesn't feel better by tomorrow, I'm going to have to play it safe for you. I was going to bring somebody along too. What is this, Monday at 10:30? So a few hours go by. Definitely don't think tomorrow's feasible for me. My throat is still hurting and I'm coughing so much. I'd be a shitty friend if I came and got you sick. I'm especially sad because Blank and I talked about this for like 15 bajillion years. Okay, hold on. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Oh my God, bro. The way I would just turn my phone off, like, this is triggering as fuck. Oh my gosh, this is so triggering, bro. This is really uncomfortable for me. This is that air sign shit, though. I be doing this shit too, but you have to like really, like, bro, when I tell you, you gotta really, really, like, you had to be on the third strike to where it's like, bro, I'm about to start resenting you if I don't tell you what the fuck's going on some air sign shit. So I have a feeling what we're about to read is probably pent up of a lot of stuff because wow, that's a big buck. Okay, back to the text. This is really uncomfortable for me to talk about, but I just feel like I need to say something because I don't want to hold any resentment. No, I'm telling you, girl. I'm telling you, I already know. But I feel deeply hurt and offended by the way you were acting at my birthday. It seriously made me so upset that you were trying to talk me and my sister, and I don't even know who else, out of going to the bars when it was literally for my birthday. So is that true? Did you try talking all of them out of it, or did you just say you're staying behind? You tried telling me it was pointless to go out. Did you do that, friend? Did you tell them that? You then only decided to come out because we said we were schmirking on the way. Instead of the Airbnb, I feel like just celebrating your friends should be motivating enough. Well, okay, I'll say something on behalf of the person that sent this in. You did go. Like, you could have just been like, I'm not going. I don't feel comfortable. But you did push the boundaries and you went. But according to her, she's saying you only did that so you could schmucky. But I personally view that as like a W that you even went. You then only decided to come out because we were schmirking. I feel like just celebrating your friends should be motivation enough. You then kept us up for 20 additional minutes after I said we had to leave in 2. And after you being frustrated with me for wanting to leave when I said I wanted to leave, you then kept us up for 20 additional minutes after I said we had to leave in 2 minutes. You were visibly and verbally irritated by so many things, and even when I just wanted pictures with you, I understand that you may have been anxious, but it just felt like very intentional behavior. Girl, it sounded like her situationship did not give her no eggplant that night. She blaming you for that shit. Oh, gosh. You really couldn't go out because you were anxious from drinking, but then jumped up from the couch to come when there was trees. Look, I'm not saying she's right, but all I'm saying is that she's not wrong. Like, I don't know, friend. You did say you was uncomfortable. You did say, like, oh, man. Couldn't go out because you were anxious from drinking, blah, blah, blah. It just really negatively affected my night. I would have been completely understanding if you had just not wanted to go and stayed back. Instead, you, in front of everyone, consistently talked about not wanting to go and then ended up coming and continuing to complain about being there. I'm just confused because you knew that we were going out and drinking, but then said you don't do well when you drink. It's just really hurtful and offensive to book an Airbnb for my friends and then have my friend want to change the plan solely out of their own interests. I don't know, friend. This doesn't sound unreasonable to me. But I probably would have said this to you that night. I wouldn't have seethed over it because it's also giving, like I said earlier, you need somebody to pay for the Airbnb for the next excursion. So you were down to suck it up. But then when you found out your friend was sick and couldn't go, oh, now we're about to tell the real, right? I would have told you this shit the first day. Like, I would have told you this shit the first night. But it seems like she is low. Yeah, the chat keeps saying it seems like she clocked you. I'm not going to hold you. It does seem like she clocked you. It's just really hurtful and offensive, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. This may come off as harsh. I'm just still shocked and hurt by the whole thing. I'm sorry. I probably can't give the best response right now because I felt lightheaded from being sick. But I'm really sorry that I made you feel like that. Oh my God, you over here writing fucking novels now too. Here we go. I'm sorry that I was visibly and verbally irritated. I was anxious about being around a bunch of new people and didn't really know what to talk about or what to do half the time. I didn't even think you were mad at me though, and I'm sorry that I made you mad on your own birthday. I should have probably stayed home at the Airbnb, but I really didn't want to make you feel awkward having one person stay at home. No, that is tea, but honestly, if I were you, friend, as soon as I realized I did not know all these people, I'm just not going to do the Airbnb. And once I realize that nobody is trying to be friendly and introduce themselves, like I've literally been in a group chat before where one of the girls in the group chat was like, okay, y'all bitches is being mean. I thought we wasn't being nasty. And me and another girl who just so happened to be Aquarius were like, yeah, like y'all being mean. I'm not like, bruh, like real shit. You could peep the vibe and just don't spend your hard-earned money. You know that you get anxious drinking and all these girls want to go bar hopping. I wouldn't spend the money. You know that this specific friend wants to have 2 freaking birthdays. In my opinion, this sounds like 3 because y'all did the dinner, you have an Airbnb, and now we're doing the bar. Like, what the fuck? And that's just too financially taxing. You don't got it right now. Like, I'll do something. I'll do a one-on-one lunch date with you or something. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you are one of those people, because like I said earlier, sometimes people get possessive of their friends, you should have just did like a one-on-one thing. And she should have tried to introduce you to her people. Like, I could see both sides on this one. Because if you did sit in that Airbnb by yourself, they would all think that you're messy. They would all think, I don't know why people view introvertedness as like having an attitude and shit. So like, I could see how they would think that you're trying to start shit. But yeah, I didn't even think you were mad at me though. And I'm sorry that I made you mad on your own birthday. I should have probably stayed at the Airbnb. And as for the picture, I took it the next morning and really did smile at it when looking at it. I didn't think that you were feeling those emotions with me. The only thing I could say is if we do go out again and this happened, please tell me. No, dead ass. Like, if this does happen, y'all, do not wait until you get the cosign from everyone else in the group. Tell the person how you feel. Please tell me, because I'm not the best at reading emotions or people's annoyances. Tell me that you're trying to go to sleep and wanted me out the room. I would have left you alone right then and there. None of it was intentional at all. And the fact you thought it was is probably what hurts me most, because I really wasn't trying to be rude. Yeah, I also think that saying that you intentionally tried to ruin her day was a stretch. It's giving, again, that she talked to the other girls in the group and they're like, oh, she's shady. She was probably trying to XYZ, XYZ. But I do think that your version of being selfless, that's what they always say about like people pleasing and shit. You think that you're really helping, but you don't realize that you are like soft manipulating the situation. People pleasing is a form of manipulation. So you think you're pleasing her by going to the furry bar, by going to the bar, period, by not staying at the Airbnb, when in reality, not staying true to yourself and your emotions blew up. And it pleased nobody, because at the end of the day, you're right. We're not mind readers. We don't know how people are going to act. So you just need to do you for a second, right? And that's what I had to learn in therapy, bitch. That people pleasing shit, it's not really the greater good like you think it is. It's your perception of what would make someone else happy, and it's an assumption at the end of the day. So you over here being like, oh, I'm going to go to it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you aren't genuinely going to try to have a good time, you know, I guess it's not as noble of a feat to go and do it anyway, right? Damn, she's still going. Shout out. You don't have to invite me to big events again. I still love you, but I'm realizing that I don't do well with big events, and I don't know why I keep trying. You deserve a good Bday, and I know tomorrow you'll have a better one. I hope everyone makes it fun for you. Again, I really wasn't trying intentionally. Also, I'm sorry for dragging this on, but again, I really do wish you would have pulled me aside and let me know. Friend, leave it. When you apologize, you leave it. Just leave it. Leave it. Oh my God. It would have made me feel better than having you text me a long paragraph 2 days later. I know it wasn't the best party for you, but I know you had other people you were irked with. And really hope you texted them with that same energy with me. Girl, what's your sign? Finally, the second bar we went to was insanely sexual. Like, the big reason why I left was because I was uncomfortable and it smelled in there. But I didn't want to sound like a bad friend to say, nah, I'm going to go home now. I don't think anyone... Damn, girl. I don't think anyone thought we were going to a furry bar, which I really was exposed to that a lot on the internet as a child and didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And that kind of place really pushed me out of my boundary. I know I should have just not went, but also I didn't expect you to bottle up your feelings about me after venting to me in the beginning. Girl, again, I hope your birthday tomorrow goes well. You should have just not sent this second part. Again, I hope your birthday tomorrow goes well and that you have fun at the speakeasy. But I hope reading this, you know where I'm coming from as well. I'm not a mind reader and I wasn't trying to intentionally ruin your night. But when you say that, it really hurts my feelings. Girl. Oh my gosh. You got more? Okay. Do I have the same text twice? Like, you're killing me. You're actually killing me. She said, hey, sorry, I haven't replied. I've been busy and I'm going to be until late, but there's no hard feelings for me. I just wanted to communicate what I was feeling. I want to give a more in-depth response and I will when I can. I love you and I am not mad. I promise. Oh my gosh, friend, stop, girl. Now you're doing too much. Stop. Let her have her birthday. Then you can come and do this. That too, I agree with the chat. Call her, do a voice note. Stop. Oh my goodness. Y'all think she's probably a Scorpio? Shout out to all my Scorpios. I really don't want to even text you back, but I don't want to leave you hanging. If you couldn't tell already, I don't want to continue our friendship anymore. Damn, what's going on? What's happening? What did she do? I understand you felt hurt, but to say I intentionally tried to ruin your day, I need to go back and see where she said that. Because I really feel like that was one of her little big-headed ass friends. When did she say that? This is why y'all need to stop sending these fucking books. Oh my gosh. Blah, blah, blah. It just felt like very intentional behavior since you said you really couldn't go out because you were anxious from drinking, but then jumped up from the couch to come when there was weed involved. Okay. So what I think is going on, and this is why everyone in the chat is saying you need to call and not text, is because what I think she was saying is that you intentionally were making sure that you were well enough to go and smoke some grass. I think that's what she was trying to say. Like, it was intentional that every time you went down, but then you just miraculously piped back up was when it came to smoking. I think y'all needed to have a phone call. That's crazy. Damn. But to say I intentionally tried to ruin your birthday for not really wanting to go out to bars, especially after chipping in at least $100, mind you, for your birthday between parking, the Airbnb, food, and alcohol I brought, not to mention the furry bar that scared me or scarred me, man, is one of the most effed up things, and I can't forgive you for it. Really, like, as somebody who's had like a best friend breakups, 2 best friend breakups when I was young, like I was like in my early 20s, 19, 20, right, 21. It has to be, and I still don't fuck with them till this day, it has to be something that is like serious. Like, you're fucking up my credit. You're playing with bills. You're putting my life at risk. Like, it has to be real serious. This is a birthday party for him. This is a birthday party. It's a birthday party. And you said you're 25. When you get to 30, I'm not 30 yet now. Okay. I'm close. All my 30-plus-year-old friends always tell me you can count your friends on your hand. And you really don't want to cut people off for dumb shit, because we all grow with age. The person that you are at 20, 21 is not going to be the person you are at 30, 31. So yeah, you may be a dumbass on your birthday at 21, but that doesn't mean you're going to be that same dumbass at 31 on your birthday, right? Like we were talking about earlier, a lot of us, we don't even do the whole birthday thing the older we get. So how is this scenario even probably going to even pop up, right? Like, I just feel like you need to choose your bridges wisely before you burn them, for sure. Damn. You already sounded pissed from the very beginning, and it seems like you need someone to take it out on. It's almost like the economy is horrible, and you still expect me to shill out over $100 in the span of 2 days to still be ungrateful. I wasn't mad at all. I was nervous. But after you said that, it made me mad and realized you probably shit-talked me to all those people. I think she did too. And I still think that because this is why I keep saying I see both sides. I feel like she was shit-talking you to them other girls. And I feel like she was only tolerating you until she found out you weren't going to go. So that means you're not about to pay for the B&B no more. I mentioned this to a couple people, and the consensus I got is that trying to plan out big parties, oh my God, is setting yourself up for disappointment. I've learned a lesson to never chip in that much money for a friend's birthday ever again. The fact you had 2 big ones planned out not even 2 weeks in advance should have been a red flag for me in the beginning. It's incredibly rude to say that someone who really didn't think that anything was wrong, and I hope you know you intentionally lost a friend that day. Well, sis, I hope you know if you was ever worried about them talking about you, they definitely talking about you now. And if there was any odd women out in that group, they're all clicked up now. They're all besties because now they have a common enemy, you. Like, I don't know who your homegirl is. I told you because you said you reviewed this over with a couple people. I don't know. It's incredibly rude to say that someone who really didn't think that anything was wrong, and I hope you know that you intentionally lost a friend. I don't like people who confront me about things right, and then I don't like people who don't confront me about things right then and there, and I especially don't like people who still get pissy about me after I try to make sure their day goes decent. Well, shoot, now I don't know, because, girl, it's given if I were to come and talk to you, you probably would just blow up on me and not listen. It's that kind of shit that makes me hate going out with people, and I don't really need that in my life anymore. That being said, don't text me back or have anyone else text me back again. Have a nice life, and I hope you surround yourself with people you deserve, because I don't deserve this. I loved you, but now I'm just hoping the rest of your life goes well, because I feel like a friend of mine died is crazy freaking work. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was tiring. Wow. I proceeded to block her. I need some water after reading that. Damn. I proceeded to block her because I realized she probably didn't put that same energy for those 2 other friends. She really didn't give that much energy though, friend. She sent her book, and then she sent you a little note being like, okay, well, I'm going to go enjoy the birthday that we all paid for. You was giving all types of energy. She could have pulled me aside like a real friend and still being fake. The text messages are below, and here's a selfie with me and my current boyfriend. He helped me out while I was crying, even after I was sick. But yeah, that's it for this story. My big advice is just never plan a birthday party that big. Well, I could co-sign on that. Don't plan no big ass birthday party. And if you do, don't do it 2 parties back to back. If you're going to do a really big, do 6 months to a year in advance of planning. And yeah, bruh, I don't know. Because even then, I'm just like, that shit makes no sense because you don't think your other friends are going to have birthdays within those 6 months. It's like social media really makes people think that this is what you got to do for your birthday. Like, I don't know. Then they sent me like a little update. And then this is the end of the story. I decided to tell her why I wasn't going to be friends with her anymore, which was the text that we just read. I might have been unhinged on my end, but the Pisces in me needs to always have the last word. So the Aquarius and Pisces, you guys are actually pretty compatible, if I may say so myself. But it's always like a conflict compatibility. It's like y'all want to vibe so fucking bad, but the Aquarius's nonchalantness really gets under y'all's skin. Bruh. She said the Pisces in me always have to have the last word. And y'all knew she was water, though. That shit crazy. But when I thought about it, I spent over $100 at least on her birthday for her to still go off on me. The fact she had a second birthday planned out made me realize that she was going to have me shill out more money. I probably should have just let bygones be bygones, but also I couldn't just leave without saying a word. And here's a picture of me and my new boo. Is this the same boo that was consoling you? Okay. Okay, girl. You and your new boo, huh? Is he in college? Because I remember you saying you almost 25. No shade. I got my degree when I was 25, so I'm not trying to say you can't be 25 in college. It's just whenever I see girls in the dorm room with their man, I get protective because I'm like, I know a few people personally that had to sleep in dorm rooms with their significant other type shit. So I just get a little like, oh, girly, are you okay? Girly, are you okay? Are you okay, girly? Yeah, friend. Honestly, that was a bit much for me. Okay? And I think the reason why I see both sides, again, your zodiac sign don't have shit to do with how you act in life, but I'm a Pisces rising and I'm an Aquarius moon. So I see both sides. Even while I was reading it, I was saying I see which sides I see. However, I do feel like this was a stretch. I would not have ended the whole friendship because of this. I would have let that shit simmer over. I would have let her send me the book. I would have sent that first text message that you sent was perfect. That was perfect. I would have sent that first text message. And then when she would have sent that little snippet like, hey, I can't really respond, I'm turning up, I would have just left it alone. Once her birthday was over, then I would have hit her up and like, hey, do you want to go a free activity? Because no shade, you're right. The economy is trash. You keep bringing up money a lot. Do a free activity. Go do a picnic or like, go walk on, if you're in a beach town, go walk on the beach. If you're in a city, go to like a park or something. Like do something to where you guys can regroup and talk it out to where there's not all the birthday diva bullshit, right? I don't think this was warranted for a severance of that extent, right? But that's just my opinion. And not trying to compare traumas or nothing. I've just been done way dirtier by friends before. Like, I'm talking my credit would have been fucked up. Eviction, maybe, because people just don't give a damn. People creating fake accounts and, like, trying to mess with my safety and shit. Like, there's levels to cutting people off, bro. And I just don't think over like a birthday trip or something, unless on that birthday trip she was leaving you with some strange man, left you in an alley by yourself, left you somewhere by yourself. You get what I'm saying? Or unless her and those other girls jumped you and beat your ass. Like, there's just levels to betrayal and like severances of bridges. I feel like you shouldn't burn every fucking bridge. And some bridges are necessary. Some bridges lead you to bullshit, but some are necessary. Now, hey, let me see what's going on in the chat. Girl, therapy and anxiety meds is all I could say. No, true. I think exposure is the best type of therapy. That shit helped me a lot with my anxiety. Just forcing myself to be places I didn't want to be. And like now I look back in life like, damn, like I remember when I had an anxiety attack about coming out here, and now I come here all the time. Like it's second nature to me. Like you'd be surprised. Teddy says she literally talked herself out the friendship. No, for real, bruh. And then you already had the last word. She didn't even respond to hers. Oh my gosh. Crazy. She said, you think I intentionally ruined your birthday? Period. I'm on it. No, dead ass. Because now you know that all they were talking about was you on the birthday. Damn. My friend and I give each other grace for not being in the mood for stuff or wanting to dip because we already know each other well and communicate ASAP instead of getting letting bad feelings fester. Same here. Like every once in a while I'll get, if you have anxiety, you know what feeling I'm talking about. You get like that doom feeling and it just like does like this weird thing, and I'll get it in random place and I'm like, ooh, no girl. And I'll just have to like, ooh, shake that shit off. Like, because I have those feelings, if somebody were to say to me like, girl, I need to go, like, I can't, I would understand. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, bet, go for it. Now, if you're not trying to do the work and you're just like, okay, this is how I'm going to be, this is just me. This is just how I am. Sometimes I get anxious and I have to miss out on life because of that. I can't co-sign that, because then that's me allowing your bad behavior type shit. There's levels to that shit. It's like, not to be too extreme, but I just saw a documentary about DV before I got on here. If you're my friend and you telling me, you know, DV's going on, and I'm like, oh girl, I'm gonna help you leave him. We can make a plan. Let's do a code word in case you need me, blah, blah, blah. And then you keep going back. There's gonna be a point where I am enabling this situation, you know, like, so I don't know. It's, somebody mentioned emotional intelligence. I agree with the therapy aspect. Just, you need therapy. I see you got this dude, you know, and that's really cool to have somebody that's supporting you while you're going through these times. But you got to get a little bit you focused. You got to get a little bit more you focused and be a little bit more selfish and like focus on you type shit, and not so much like, well, I did this for you and I did that for you and blah, 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 going outside, right? She actually had all the words when she blocked her. If she wouldn't have blocked her, I wonder how her friend would have responded. No, for real, I would want to know too. I wonder how much she smokes the devil's lettuce and if it causes her to overthink a little more. Girl, speaking of which, when I had my little anxiety spout, I had to slow down on doing that because I realized I was giving myself anxiety. And I'm over here like, oh, I'm going to help my nausea symptoms with the ganj. No, it was making it fucking worse. So I don't know, bruh. I really think the dirty, stinky furry bar is what ended the friendship. Nah, for real. Like, if that was your bestie, did she not know that you had that traumatic experience? Yeah, I literally have to force myself to go out and do stuff. You do, and it's called showing up for yourself. I like that too, Darian said. I would just stop inviting my flaky friend to events so I could save the friendship. There you go. Gwendolyn says she needs to learn that others just like herself are entitled to their emotions. That is very true. JB said, I can acknowledge I'm addicted. I know that's right. I had to come to terms with myself too when it came to the blizzies. I was like, bro, I need to stop with the wacky tobacco. Like, that's not good for me. It's not good for my health. And when I stopped, I was irritated as hell and I wanted to hit that bitch so bad. And I had to really be real with myself. Like, damn, like, just because you're not smoking cigarettes does not mean you're not addicted to nicotine and tobacco. Like, you need to make a change. Bruh. Admitting is the first step, they say. Oh my gosh. Yep. And they do say that shit can make it worse for some people. You're right. So, I mean, I see both sides, but I do feel like you overreacted a bit, friend. I really do feel like you overreacted a bit. And sometimes people feel like cutting people off is a safe space because on some anxious avoidance shit, I'm cutting you off. I'm rejecting you before you reject me type of deal. Like, I'm getting the last word. I'm in control of the situation when it's like you can't control people. You can't control other people's emotions. I am pro therapy. An eggplant is not therapy, okay? That eggplant is not therapy, sis. You do need to, or some type of counseling, or maybe some type of group, something, maybe for introverts or something like that, just so you can get some tips on how to get outside of your shell by yourself. And then you will get new friends, by just being the new you. But yeah, please give them some advice in the comments below. I feel like I've been reading that story for a little bit, but that was a roller coaster. And I hope both of y'all are doing good. I hope she's doing okay now that her birthday is over and she has to sit with the fact she doesn't have you as a friend. That must suck. And I hope that your life is better without her in it. Like, I just feel like this is an unnecessary loss, on both sides. But hey, look. Yeah, eggplant emoji is not therapy. A lot of people in the chat are shocked with that statement. That is a temporary fix. Oh my gosh. Make sure y'all like the live. Y'all are about to get into story number 2. My crazy ass neighbor still won't leave me alone. Okay. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's get into it. Hey, Naja. Hey, friend. I hope your 2025 is off to a great start. It is. Loving the weather. This story is about my crazy neighbor that made me not want to spend time at my own house. Oh, no. But first, here is some background. I'm a 26-year-old Virgo. Shout out to all my Virgos in the chat. Make sure you drop your sign in the chat. I've moved to my current townhome in October of 2024, and it's just me, my fiance, we're going to call him D, and our dog, Affy. That's cute. Like Taffy, but Affy. Before moving here, we lived in an apartment for a year, and the place was not great. It was old and musty. Things broke all the time. Multiple different neighbors were always screaming and fighting. It wasn't the best area. Trash and small dead animals. Oh my gosh. There were stray cats and kittens all over, and they gave my dog fleas. Oh my gosh. Needless to say, we were very excited to get out of there and grow together by moving to the townhome. This place has none of those issues, and I really enjoy living here, except for this neighbor that we're going to call Leroy. Oh my gosh. Whenever I think of Leroy, I just think of a unk with them brown sandals. Like, oh my goodness. Leroy is a man in his late 40s, early 50s, definitely have them damn sandals, who lives alone and works from home, and I don't think he ever leaves the house. I only have a direct interaction with him one time, and I'm going to get to that, okay? Not y'all saw he got on them long white drawers. Oh my goodness, Mr. Leroy. It's your Uncle Leroy. Like, yes, with the ashy toes and the cracked heels in the back. Leroy Jenkins. Just, get out of here. With the E&J bottle, oh my God, you're done. So it all started about a week or two after we moved in. Dee and I were laying in bed, and there was suddenly a very hard bang on the wall that hit right where his head was. And a couple other loud bangs came after that. We were very confused because we weren't making any noise. We kind of just shrugged it off and decided we would ask Leroy about it if Dee's head was hit again. That did not happen, but I did run into Leroy outside because our garages while I was taking out the trash the next day. It was a regular neighborly interaction. I did bring up the bang, and he acted like he had no idea what I was talking about and said that he hears noises from my side too. I was confused, but I told him it must be plumbing since it's kind of loud when the upstairs toilet flushes. Why am I hearing stuff behind my head if the toilet flushed? That don't even make no sense. You gave him some grace with that, I guess. I didn't think much of the interaction after, but I did have the gut feeling to not let my dog around him. After this, neither of us talked to him about banging. But the banging was ramping up and becoming a daily occurrence. It was happening on all floors of the house at all times of the day, and he would bang on the walls when we used the restroom, when we talked, when we shut doors, pretty much anything. And this went on until early December, and then I got a call from our leasing office. I was about to say, so townhomes are either you have a leasing office or you don't, and you have a landlord. Usually when you got a landlord, it's more chill. Like where I live at, I got a landlord. There's no leasing office here. Everybody owns their shit. And if they have a problem, they go to their landlord. There is none of that beating on the wall shit. I also live by the ocean and shit. So my shit's made out of concrete. There is no banging on the door. However, I have lived in townhomes where there is a leasing office and you can hear through the damn walls. You can, and it doesn't have nothing to do with the leasing office, but you can hear through the walls. They're supposed to have that concrete, but not every place does. Because a lot of the times people start off building apartments and then they add townhomes to the apartments and it's built just like the apartment. So what you should do if you're in the situation is go to the leasing office with the banging complaints, because what they're doing is they're going to the leasing office with the sound complaints. So if there is if nobody's taking up for you, they're just going to believe Uncle Leroy with his brown sandals. They're not going to believe you. And then especially when ageism comes into play, being younger, yeah, they're definitely going to listen to Uncle Leroy. So, man, y'all got to get videos, like use technology against these people so you can see, like, just hold the video and show we're not doing anything and this man is banging. Because what happened to me, and sorry, I'm talking about myself so much. I'm just trying to relate to the story so you know I feel where you're coming from. When I lived in a condo that had very thin floors, like I really do believe that the neighbor that was constantly doing noise complaints on me all the fucking time prefers to have no upstairs neighbor, and it don't matter who was going to live up there. They're just making it their main priority to get people out so they could have quiet, because my downstairs neighbor also worked from home. And I just thought it was odd. Like, they were just trying to find any little thing that they could get me out of that fucking neighborhood. And they finally hit the fucking whammy with my husband, my boyfriend at the time. But there are certain people who do that noise complaint shit just to keep the place vacant that's next to them so they can live out their homeowner fantasy, when it's like, bitch, no, you live in a townhome. You're going to have neighbors. Like, get over yourself. Oh, and shout out to everybody that just got up in here. What's up? What's up? Apparently, this is what the leasing office is saying on the phone. Apparently, a neighbor called saying they were hearing vibrating at 6 a.m. and were concerned and wanted to make sure everything was all right. To summarize, we concluded that this concerned neighbor was definitely Leroy, and he was mad about the AC running in one of the bedrooms. I know it might sound weird, but we had to have the AC running in December, but we just have to keep that room a certain temperature for fermenting beer. What y'all doing? What in the Bill Nye, the science guy, y'all doing in there? Anyway, I told the leasing lady how we've been hearing banging and explained just how I explained it here. The funny thing is, I wasn't even going to say anything until I got the call. She said she would be in contact with him, and that was that. How did Leroy decide to move after this? He decided to ramp up his actions even more. He even started to bang on the walls when our side was completely silent and started yelling, "Shut up," and stomping up and down the steps as well. Hello, sir, get a house. Like, I'm so confused. One night, D and I were getting ready to leave to get some Taco Bell. Right before we left, we heard a loud thumping, booming sound come from near our front door. We figured it must have been the neighbors on the other side of us because their toddler was crying and must have hurt himself. We left and came back with our tacos in hand. Y'all, look at this. This is what had me crying, laughing. Why did they come back to the door? And this Uncle Leroy, he wearing them, you know what type of boots I'm talking about, them fucking brown boots. Done kicked the door with his big ass brown work boot. You work from home, but you got this big ass Sasquatch work boot. It feels like he went out in the front and just like walked around in some dirt, tracked it up the steps, and like you're kicking the door like the fucking police. You're kicking the door like you're the police. Now, if you would have kicked into my house, oh my gosh. No, you know his knee hurt. You know he about to put some icy hot on them old joints. Like, what? No, for real. Look where the door at. You literally lifted your big ass. Like, are you insane? Are you insane? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That killed me. That right there killed me. Oh my gosh. Leroy had come over and tried to kick in the door. He kicked it so hard that this mark right here still will not come off. And the next day, there was a gap about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide between our door and the door frame. Wow. Wow. I don't know about you in the tribe, but I took this as a threat and an act of intimidation. I do too, because like the police do this. You're not the police. And unfortunately, like, I just went and got my little, cause y'all think I be playing, bro. I got my little shit. You know, you got to renew your little song. I got my little concealed. You got to renew that every 7 years. Yeah, bro, you can't do stuff like this. Let's just say you are trying to be the police. I can't tell you how many people, and I'll talk about this on another stream. I'll probably go live tomorrow or something on Twitch if y'all want to go and see me over there. And I'll tell this whole story time. But I went to get my little concealed. I went to the class or whatever. And you would be surprised at how many people think that they could do things that the police do. No, you cannot go and kick down somebody's door. No, this is really what somebody said in the class. If my daughter calls me and says somebody breaking in her house, can I drive over there and shoot them? No, you're not the police. You're not the police. Sir, you're not the police. You can't bang on people's wall. You can't kick down people's door. You're a citizen. Now, if you would have walked in, kicked through their door and walked in their house, now that's their castle. Now they could shoot you. Now you over here on First 48. Not even then. You just on Inside Edition because there is no mystery. We know exactly what happened to your bitch ass. You decided to kick in this fucking door. Like, what? No, for real. Like, why do people think that they're the police? And it's this age group, too. Like, it was nobody my age in there asking them type of fucking questions. It was all, like, the Gen Xers talk about something. So, if I wanted to, could I just, like, if I wanted to, if somebody robbed my car, what did that motherfucker say? He said, if somebody robs my car and they turn their back to me to leave, can I shoot them? No! They're leaving. Your life is no longer in danger. Like, oh my gosh. Let me stop. We could talk about that tomorrow. But anyway, I texted the leasing lady right away and they fixed our door the same day, but they couldn't do anything since we did not have proof it was him. I would have Cinderella that man so quick. I would have got his boot, went in the house, got a boot, and did a measuring test on, like, because what are we doing? What are we doing? They had a meeting with him about something the following week, and the property manager brought up the banging, and he acted like he had no idea, had no problems with us, and that he had talked to my fiance that very morning. Obviously, this was all a lie, and the property manager told me that she felt like he was lying. After she gave me the summary of this meeting, she let me know that he would be moving on January 29th, but it would just be to the next building over, and that we would still share the same parking lot. Everything went on exactly as it had been after this all through December, and we did not know what to do. His antics ruined Dee's birthday and put us very on edge about even moving around. As a note, our balcony door lock was broken for about a week, which was scary because Leroy could have easily climbed over and gotten in from his balcony, and he would have politely got one of them hot balls in his butt, because that's not what we about to do. You're not about to break in, like, because now I'm scared. You're you're tiptoeing on that line, buddy. You need to chill. They said we only ever banged back once. See, look, I would have had that broom. Bam, bam, bam. You're not about to play with me. I started carrying a knife going outside. Oh my gosh. Because he was always staring at his window at me. Then on January 13th, I called the cops on him. Oh my gosh. I was going to check the mail and my dog started barking. And he is not a dog that barks often. She did send me a picture of the dog too. I hope nothing bad happened to this dog, because that's another thing they asked in the gun class. Can I shoot somebody's dog? What the fuck is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I was almost at the mailbox, which is kind of far away, when I heard him yell, "Shut up, assholes." I'm outside. I'm outside using my outdoor voice, and you just told me to shut up and you called me out my name. The way I would have filed an order of protection on you, just to get you up and out your bed every day so you can go to court and you can actually go and be a functioning member of society, because you're pissing me off. Like, what? Oh my gosh. And no, you're right. It's not all Gen X. It's just a good few, because a lot of Gen X don't even play about that gun stuff. Like, a lot of the people in my family of that generation, they are like zero tolerance. They don't care for guns. They do not have guns in their home. Maybe one of them does because they live in an area where there's a lot of wildlife. But yeah, it's not all of them. But the ones that do have that interest, a lot of them are not responsible gun owners. I feel like older millennials are pretty good at it. But for some reason, the Uncle Cletus, the Uncle Ernest, the Uncle Leroys, they be doing the most. They be doing the fucking most. They be doing the most. But yeah, I would have filed exactly with harassment, because this is what we're not doing. I turned around after he said, "Shut up, asshole," without even getting what I needed, and called 911 and went back inside, period. This might seem like no, it does not seem like an overreaction, but it made me feel very scared as a woman by myself at home, and he sounded absolutely unhinged. About 30 minutes later, a cop showed up, and I explained everything like I did in this email. D also came home from work to make sure I was safe. The cop went over to talk to Leroy after this and basically told him to leave us alone. We heard Leroy hit or knock over something and yell. Then when we left, we saw Leroy walk to the mailbox and get nothing, which was kind of weird. Yeah, no. There was more strange behavior from him after this, and he did continue banging on the walls for the last couple days he was in that unit. I think it was to get the last word in a way. I'll add screenshots of me explaining the weird behavior to the leasing lady. So here we have those screenshots as well. Y'all, if anyone's in this situation, I highly, highly advise recording video. And if you need storage on your phone, Google Drive, upload the videos to a Google Drive, keep record, because that's the only way people like this will freaking learn. You're not the police, Mr. Leroy. You're not. She said, "Hey, I just want to let you know about a couple instances. Since the interaction with the police officer, the neighbor has seemed to be making a point to be outside or have his presence known while we are out. The night of, he came outside and went to his mailbox as we were leaving. The other day, he opened his door while our guest was taking our dog outside, and she said he looked shocked that she was not me and then shut the door. Last night, his car was outside the garage with the door open, and he came outside as, I guess, D got home. And today, as I was taking my dog back inside, and he was standing right inside his door with it open on the phone. I recorded just in case he said anything to me, but he didn't. You can't really understand what he's saying, but he was talking about meeting with somebody tomorrow, and I heard they really are a problem, and about someone messing with the electricity. Sir, you're not a homeowner. Like, go and get a house, bro. And this is another thing. I had the same thought when I had them people harassing me at that other neighborhood. get your paper up, bro. If you're mad that I'm 20 something and I could afford to live here and you just, bro, get your money up. Get your racks up, bro. Go move out. I don't understand. These people aren't doing shit, but the same thing you're doing, making money, paying their bills, walking their dog. Like, stack your paper up, bro. Move. It seems to both of us that he's trying to be intimidating without interacting with us or trying to get us to interact with him. I could see that as well. Y'all say it's giving crackhead. No, for real. Talking about electricity. It's giving mental illness or something. I did find out later from the cop that Leroy had the cops called on him for the same type of thing 2 years ago. I also found out from the office that the neighbor on the side of him had also complained before, and she even said that she felt he was taking stuff out on my family now. The office contacted his family to see if he had any issues where he would have to move back in with them, but it did not turn into any type of resolution because he's now living in his new unit in the next building over without consequences. Yeah, it's giving like he's just trying to be as annoying as possible so he can have his own space when it's like, stack your paper up and get a fucking house. Like, what the fuck? You're old, bro. They're literally selling houses to just y'all right now. They have communities, 40 and up, 50 and up communities just for y'all. Like, I don't understand. 2 days ago, I was pulling into the parking lot and I saw him staring at me out his balcony window. And then when I was walking the dog, he was staring at me through his upstairs window on the other side of the building. He also keeps coming outside to throw a singular item into the dumpster while I'm there. I do start recording while he's around just in case. I hate this man. I hate this man, and he needs to get over it. Let me know if I was overreacting, but I don't think I was. And let me know if you have any advice on stopping something like this from happening in the future. And here is my dog. You could show him if you want. I think this dog is so freaking cute. So I will be sharing with y'all. Look at this dog, bro. Look at this dog. Oh my gosh, it's dressed like a human. It's so cute. Oh, look at its eyes. They're so brown. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, like how could you even, I don't know, bro. My advice is you did everything right. Call the police, have a written report, keep a report, because it's going to get to the point where he's going to end up racking up so many charges, he's not even eligible to live in your neighborhood anymore. Now he's going to have to go find a neighborhood that'll allow all these domestic disturbances. Like, it's going to be harder for him. Y'all talking about that dog. Sick of that man too. Oh my gosh, the dog is so cute. But no, for real, like, it's giving bored. It's giving I always tell Daniel, people like that, I could always tell that their family went no contact with their ass. So now you're just trying to put all your anger out on innocent civilians, innocent individuals, just because your grandkids can't fuck with you because your kids don't fuck with you. Like, it's giving, yeah, nobody ain't fucking with you. It's giving nobody ain't fucking with you, and you need somewhere to put your energy. Because why are you so caught up with that shit? It makes no sense to me. But my advice is to record everything, videotape everything. When they start banging on walls, record it, and then wait a little bit until they get done recording, or until they get done, or until they knock again. But if you have an iPhone, at the top of the thing, it'll show the date and time. So even if you don't catch them immediately, or you stop too early, you could just show like, hey, he knocked on this time, then he knocked on this time. But if you can get a consistent video, it just shows that you're not doing anything and he's just banging on stuff. Because now you're making the disturbance. You're disturbing the peace, Mr. Leroy. But yeah, I don't know. You said he got to be living in them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go live in a 40 and up, 50 and up community. Because what you said, where is the wife? She probably not fucking with him. She probably left him. Either he is a no contact parent. Like, no, they did no contact with him, and like he's divorced or whatever, or he's like on that passport bro type ish where he's just like old and bitter and just like has nothing going on in his life. And that he's at the age where he should have a wife, you know, and settle down, but he don't got one. Tell us now, you know he don't got nobody washing them drawers, right? My issue is that when neighbors act like this with me, I make it my mission to make them scared of me. I start having unhinged off combos because you know I'm about to be scared of my own home. See, me, I am low-key like an antisocial neighbor. Like, I unfortunately have a dog, so I have to be out and about, and like, obviously I see my neighbor, I say hi and bye, but there in the beginning, people definitely wanted to just like on some housewife shit, just like, oh, I'm just gonna stand here by the pool and talk. Like, no, girl, I'm just trying to walk my dog. Like, I'm really good off of that. Like, so I will just like not make eye contact and just like bolt it. Like, I'm just not trying to be bothered. Like, somebody could try to do some shit and I just like won't even give them the time of day. Like, I haven't had a neighbor situation in so long. Like, I've just been blessed to not have any type of neighbor situation. And I have a sorority lives in one of the townhomes next to me, and I don't be having no, like, it's pretty chill. Shanika says, get a camera inside and out of your place. Yes, please get a camera. Talking about it's given I ran everybody away. It does give middle-aged divorced dad estranged from his family. Look, I'm just clocking it, just saying. But yeah, evidence is your best friend with those situations. Evidence, because you live here. You don't have to be friends with the people that you live by. Like, that's not a given. You don't have to. But being cordial with your neighbors does have more benefits than cons. Because, like, yeah, I'm not the most social neighbor, but I do know of my neighbors. And if they did see something abnormal going around my house, they would let me know. Same with me and them. If I see something going on weird, I'm going to let them know. If a package gets delivered to my house that's really for somebody else, I'll go drop it off. Vice versa. It's happened. You really don't want to make enemies where you lay your head. Mr. Leroy gonna learn. I really feel like ageism and fragile masculinity has gotten him to where he's at now, and he needs to let that shit go. But yeah, that's it for that story. If you guys have any more advice, leave it in the comments below. And again, if you guys want your story on the stream, you can send it to this email. Make sure you guys are censoring your receipts. Notice all the receipts that have been sent in have been censored. I am not censoring them. So you guys make sure you are censoring names, phone numbers, all of that stuff. It helps a lot, especially with the anonymity aspect. So yeah, send it to tribetea@shopvoodoochild.com. Now we're about to get into this work drama, okay? Job dilemma, the work drama. This one's a little bit lengthy, but I'm going to get through it. Here, let me drink my water to make sure you guys are liking the stream. Shout out to Twitch. Shout out to YouTube. What's up, everybody? All right. The job dilemma. Hey girl, I just want other opinions besides those closest to me on the situation, and I thought it would also make for a great tribe tea because it's going to be long and detailed due to the amount of stuff I'm having issues with within 3 months. Damn, girl. So I started working at my current job as an assistant manager. I know you're not going to say the company name, but... Oh, okay, I know where that's at. And no shade, they always have assistant manager job listing opening for this company, and I think they low-key are filing bankruptcy now too. But yeah, we got like 1 or 2 of those in my city, but they're always hiring for this fucking assistant manager. Like, I'm not surprised that you're about to tell me some crazy shit. So I got hired in November of 2024, and on my second day of work I passed out twice. What? I passed out twice. And it happens quite often, which was a red flag for me because this is not the usual. Fast forward, not even 3 weeks into me work. So wait, we just gonna graze over the fact that you passing out at work? Like, why are you passing out? Are you not eating well enough? Are they not giving you breaks so that you can go eat, get some water? Are you nervous? Like, what was that about? You just grazed over that. Fast forward, not even 3 weeks into me working here, $120 I had got stolen out of my wallet. Yes, I know who did it. No, it was never resolved because it happened in the break room and there are no cameras in there. And no, the person accused was not fired. They just got put on the schedule once a week for a few hours on days that I don't work. I was told to file a police report, but of course nothing came from it. If you have any advice for that situation, please give it because I want to put my hands on that girl so bad. So I'm not going to say where she works, but I will give you guys this hint because there are a few of them out there. It's a hood clothing store. It's a hood clothing store. It's a hood clothing store, but if you got fashion sense, you can get some good finds out of there, okay? Now, I'm not surprised that this hood-ass clothing store that can't even rub 2 pennies of their own together are not going to help you when you got $120 stolen, right? So, damn, y'all don't got no, I was about to say, okay, love. I'm like, y'all ain't never heard of no City Trends. All y'all got is Rainbow. Y'all don't got no Ross. Y'all don't got no Rose. Y'all don't got, maybe that's just some DDs. No, for real. There's more than just Rainbow now. There's more than just Rainbow. Okay. No, I'm had me nervous for a second. Y'all don't know any others? You talking about they split that 120? No, dead ass. Anyway. Yeah, I would have filed a police report. But then the police would have been like, it's not over $400, so it's not a felony. Like, they know exactly what to steal. But if I were you, I would have filed a corporate complaint. If anybody out there is in that situation, file a corporate complaint. You said there's no cameras and it happened on break. It doesn't matter. It happened on their premises. I would file a corporate complaint. Anyways, about a week after I got robbed, me and my manager had an issue. One day I came into work from 1 to 7 and we had mostly everybody at work that day. So when I came in, I was on the floor doing shipment now with shipment we don't get, warehouse amounts of, ooh, girl, I don't know that lingo. I ain't never worked here before. Listen, she going through some boxes, y'all. This day was a Friday, and we only got 2 boxes of shipment, and somebody finished one. And when I came in, I started on the second one they didn't finish. I opened this box, and the price tags for every piece of clothing in the box was extremely thick. 138 pieces of clothing that I had to censor and tag. Ooh, I do not miss those days. So the day I was going... So this day I'm going and I'm doing this box, and then around 5 I decided to take my break and eat and then finish because I only had a little bit of clothes left. Plus I'd been there for 5 hours already and was owed a break. I'm not somebody that takes breaks every single day either, by the way. You fucking should. 1 to 7. Oh, they're doing you dirty. They're doing you dirty. So they're like, by law, you're not full time so that you're not owed. Nah, I'm sorry. I would have took a little something. I don't give a damn. Especially working at the hood store. Nah, bro. I'm about to take my little break. Y'all owe me $120. The fuck? So I timed my breaks. I had 5 minutes left on my break. And our break room is connected to the register. And my manager and a few coworkers are standing out there talking. And I hear somebody say, she was mad when you said that. And my manager goes, I don't care. And I couldn't hear the rest. Then that coworker walks in the break room to me and says, sweetie, I think she wants you out on the floor. I get up and go. And she says, don't be mad. I'm just trying to help you. I wasn't mad. They just assumed that. So as I'm trying to fix my tag gun, my manager turns around and goes, you need to be finishing that box. It doesn't take hours to finish no box. I respond that the tags, it was super thick, and that's why it's taking so long. And she's like, I'm just saying, it don't take that long to finish no box. See, these people take advantage of the fact that the economy is so shitty and treat people like shit. Because I know everything in your being wanted to throw that box at her thick-ass head and say, well, then you tag it. Since it's just like, oh my gosh. She did this in front of everyone. This immediately infuriated me. One, if she would have approached me differently about the box, she would have known I was almost done with it. No, it doesn't take that long to finish box, but this was my first 100-piece project. If I was a regular double digital, okay, so basically she's only used to unloading one box at a time, period, and it was just a lot. 2, every time somebody opens a box, they may not finish it, and it's not abnormal. We just finish what everybody else isn't able to. And 4, like I said in the beginning, we only had 2 boxes that day, meaning nobody else besides cashiers were doing anything, including her. She was just standing around talking. So why couldn't she go walk the floor? Again, I was confused about her urging me to get this box done. The next day I come in and speak to everyone but her. Not you beefing with the boss, girl. I speak to everybody but her. I let one of the other managers know that I was upset and what about, and they went to go get her so we can discuss it. She apologized about the break thing because that coworker shouldn't have said anything to me on behalf of her. Her response to the way she talked to me over the box was, "I'm not apologizing for saying it to you." And for the next 20 minutes or so, I had to explain to her how I understand I'm at work and she's going to tell me things, but the way she told me I needed to finish that box and talking over me was disrespectful. No, exactly. And that's why I said I feel like in this economy, people are going on these power trips in these jobs, in these manager positions, because we are adults. I don't care if old girl is 18 years old. That's an adult, and you need to treat her with some fucking respect. And then, actually, fuck that sentiment. Even children, elderly people, children should be treated with respect. Respect is mutual. Like, I just don't like how people down talk just because you view yourself in a higher position and people need the job. Like, you don't have to talk to her. You don't have to talk to her like that. Like, you know what I mean? Someone says, she sounds like my old manager, honestly, always saying, oh, you should have been done by now. Meanwhile, I'm doing a 5-person job. No, T, because you want her to box boxes and work the register? Make that make sense. Like, okay. She told me she urged me to get the box done because what if we had other things to do? Well, we didn't. Or she had to put me on the register. Somebody was already on it. And she's holding me to a higher standard. Now, that is that corporate bullshit I hate. Don't demean me, belittle me, trying to say, I know you have good potential. I know you can do better and blah. That is some backhanded bullshit. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. I don't like that shit personally. Like, nah, bruh. Basically, her excuse for talking to me like that was over what ifs. Her other reason was she's gotten bigger boxes done faster. I absolutely crashed out during the convo because I'm not a half-ass worker. I'm never late. When someone calls out, I always pick up the shift. I come, I stay after, and I stayed after somebody stole my money. I don't abuse taking breaks. I never call out. So being talked to like this over a box was just wild. So confused why I felt that way after one. So she is confused why I felt that way after one problem, as if the problem wasn't her talking to me with disrespect. I end up talking to my other coworkers and come to find out this is not something out of the ordinary for her. And she's gotten into it with multiple of them at least once before. See, and that's probably why. And you're the assistant manager. Like, that's crazy. You're the assistant manager and she's talking to you like that. Fast forward, time's going by and my manager just does little confusing things like everyone notices and is annoyed. But at this point, I'm just tapped out, especially if they're not in my control. Recently, the other assistant manager who's full-time gets a new job, but she decided she wants to stay at this one part-time for weekends. This person worked in the plus size department, and since they're part-time, I have to take over the plus size department on top of my original department. So because the other girl wants to work 2 jobs and she was full-time and now she's part-time, she has to pick up her slack. Damn. I'm having to do double merchandising and double the work period for my department, plus shipment, plus opening and closing. Because no, we do not have a set schedule. I'm sorry, but I would need to be put on a full-time schedule with scheduled breaks and lunches at that point. Because this isn't it. They're literally skating by on some labor law BS by having you work 7 hours. Because you should be, once you hit 8 hours, you have to, by law, get a 30-minute break. Or a lunch, I'm sorry, and 2 15s. they're being sketchy, and that's probably why that company as a whole is failing. What's crazy is when I interviewed with her, I told her I wanted to be part-time because of school. But she told me she needed full-time managers, and here we are. She let other full-time go part-time. Wow. Okay, now that's shady. Because I get it. What's the word for it? Seniority or whatever. You know, somebody's been there longer than you, so they can get more flex. But if you made it seem like it is absolutely out the question, cannot do part-time, and then you bend for that when it's like, girl, I'm not trying to work at the store for the rest of my life. Like, I don't know. During all this, I really came to the conclusion I never want to work as a manager for retail ever again. This is my second retail manager job, also my second job, period. Oh, baby. My first job I stayed for 1 year and 8 months, and I didn't feel so tired all the time. I wasn't complaining all the time. No one ever stole from me. I didn't have any issues with coworkers. I have grown to hate being responsible, work-wise, opening and closing the store and doing everyone else's regular employee activities. No, I feel that. Toting boxes is not for me. I'd much rather focus at being at somebody's desk. I did leave my old job because stuff started changing way later on into me being there, but overall, I was thriving. I would really like to just focus on school and get a part-time job. No manager positions. My question is, am I overreacting to these little things and being hypersensitive? Because at the end of the day, I know all jobs are going to have cons about them. And should I stick it out, especially in this economy? This job is 3 minutes away from my house. We get paid every week. Damn, so they eating you up in taxes too. We get to wear whatever we want, or should I leave? I'm 21, I live at home, and I'm an only child. I pay no bills, and I just work and save my money. And I wanted to get a farm tech certification, also looking at other certifications. A pharmacy tech is a really, really good route to take. But working this job ruined my plans of that as the last few months because my manager refused to let me be part-time. No matter what school I go through, classes are set. Again, we don't have a schedule. Me and my mom thought it'd be a good idea if I told any jobs I'm applying to about me being in school so I wouldn't be in this exact problem. By the time you read this, I should be working somewhere else. I've been applying for jobs, and a few hours ago, before I closed with my manager, something else happened, and I'm just over it. Advice still helps. Please do not tear me up. Okay, I got you, Buki. It was a different economy when I was doing it, but I was able to work 2 jobs and go to school. One of them was a cleaning job, which I low-key hated. I hated going to people's house and cleaning their house, but I had to do what I had to do. And the other one was I was a server at a restaurant. And Gwendolyn is right. After 5, you're supposed to get a guaranteed 15. After 8, you're supposed to get 2 15s and a 30. 2 hours. I mean, my bad. 12-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts. My bad. 4x10s. 10-hour shifts. You're supposed to get an hour lunch and 2 15s. So yeah, I do think look for part-time positions. You are going to be in competition with stay-at-home moms, mainly stay-at-home moms and younger people that are in school and stuff, like high school, because they also have other priorities or they can't be there all the time and they need flexible scheduling. So you're blessed that you don't need the money because you still live with your people. If I were you, I would try to get jobs that kind of have to do with the degree you're striving for. So at least then there will be some type of courtesy, some empathy, like, okay, we get what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go, and we'll be more accommodating, because at the end of the day, you can't get around the school thing. Like, I can't tell you, when I was your age, bruh, and I was trying to do that shit, well, I was a little bit younger than you at the time when I was doing it. I couldn't tell you how many managers scheduled me for a day I had class, and I'm sitting in this class because at the end of the day, your future is way more important than some goofy job, right? And it's only goofy, obviously, because you're about to excel and do your own thing. Places like that are so used to taking advantage to people that have so much to lose, like they have kids to take care of, and, you know, they got elderly family members to support. you're very blessed that you're literally just stacking up. Look for another job while you're at this job. I get that it's 3 minutes away and it's nice. Walk around some more in your area. Try to find something else, because it does sound like they're putting a little too much on your plate. Unless you are going to school for fashion merchandising, I don't really see how this would be, I don't know. Let's see what you guys say. T says, I've maintained jobs for 5+ years while in school, but also dipped out of places immediately if it felt wrong, as you should. Had a manager try to play the silent game with me. Yeah, absolutely not. You're in charge. You need to speak. All jobs have cons, but you should never feel uncomfortable. That is very true. You said they be manipulating the F out of people who have great work ethic. Yes, they do. The worst thing you could tell to a job is that you work good under pressure and that you don't do it. After 5 hours, you said, okay, yeah, I read that already. I feel her on this because I just had to leave a job because I got injured and workers' comp took so long. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened. They said, try Nordstrom. Nordstrom put me through school. They're flexible with schedules and really good pay for a retail position. Right. If you didn't get scared away from retail, I have heard that Nordstrom is good. When I was in college, a lot of the girls did work at Nordstrom. They said you need to report that to the EEOC. Oh my gosh. For me, 6 hours and under is a 15 minutes. Under 8 hours is 30. 8 hours and more is an 8-hour break. Ooh, damn, girl. I literally gave my job when I was in school, my class schedule, so they can't say they didn't remember. No, for real, because that schedule never changed, Buki. And I agree with Kiki. This is only job number 2. It's only up from here. So yeah, don't put all your eggs in that basket. I get it's close to your house, but this is just the beginning. And if any of you guys have any more advice, please put it in the comments below. Especially if any of you guys are actively in college in this economy and you have another job, give them some advice, because I understand I've been out of the game for a minute and the economy has changed drastically since I've been in college. My first go round, my second go round in college, I was doing YouTube, so obviously I had way more flexibility. But yeah, back in the day, I had to. Ooh, and them servers used to fight me for that weekend shift too, because you get the most money. But girl, I'm in class. I gotta be here on the weekend. But yeah, give her some advice. Please like the live. We're about to get into our last story. And this one is spicy. This is a spicy story. Let me get my water. Oh my gosh. This is the unicorn story, girl. Look. Unicorn tales. Hey girl. Hey girly. I am the person who sent in the story about my dad's secret family. Can you believe it's been 5 years? No, I do remember your story, and I did see that you resent it to me. I'm just going to read it on a different stream because it is very long, and I don't want to, paraphrase, but I do see it. I just want you to know, if you're watching, I do see it. Okay, you're in the chat. What's up, girl? I see it. Don't worry. You don't have to resend it. I got it. I'm just waiting for a better time to read it so you can get full undivided attention. Anyways, let me tell you about my experience being a unicorn for 5 different couples. And she talk about don't judge me. I'm not judging. I'm just surprised. Because usually people are a unicorn once or twice and get turned off. Okay. Hell yeah. All right. I just turned 24 in January. Happy belated birthday. But I had my first experience in 2023 when I was 22. To be honest, I've always had a weird relationship with intimacy because I was exposed to corn at a young age and knew about things early because I'm the oldest out of 5, and my mom was very vulgar and uncensored. Oh, damn. I didn't lose my V card, though, until age 19, but I always knew things I shouldn't have since an early age. Also, due to the internet and having social media, I know you must remember when Kik was popular. Yeah, that was a dark time. Girl, you remember Uvu? Yeah. Mm-mm. I had Kick in middle school, and me and my friends would join random group chats where older and foreign men would sweet talk us and send them pics. I hate thinking about it now because internet safety was not a thing. No, and what was that other one? There was another one too. And people used to make YouTube videos going on it. I think I may have even made a YouTube video going on it. And it's like random chats. And then it's like foreign people. And every once in a while, you would just see somebody. Omegle, thank you. Omegle, thank you. Yes, Omegle. Somebody would just be jerking the chicken, girl. It said even years before that, I had IMVU and I had boyfriends on there. And I would sex from time to time. And I believe they in jail. Oh, my God. I have had a Reddit since C19 times and had a spicy account to watch spicy videos, if you catch my drift. When I moved out of my dad's, I accidentally came across my local town's Reddit for a Reddit page. Every major city and state or town has one, and most of the posts were men seeking somebody to hook up with. I will state that these pages are not safe because on Reddit, everything's anonymous and it's an easy situation to catch cheaters, get STDs, or literally any other situation. But curiosity got the best of me, and I would find myself looking at these subreddits, and one night I found a cross post from a local swingers Reddit, and I opened a huge can of worms. I would find myself researching what all the terms mean and the different scenarios. I even found out there's a huge swingers club very close to where I live. I was so surprised, and I couldn't stop looking up stuff related to the topic. And I could see myself being a unicorn, like, especially since my newfound freedom after moving out. There are paid sites and apps that are way safer than Reddit, by the way, but I didn't want to pay for them at the time. Oh my goodness. On these subreddits, there were tons and tons of men and couples looking for girls to join them, and I figured I just had to filter through them and find a good match for me. I made a new Reddit account to post anonymously and made a post seeking couples only. And my messages were flooded, obviously. This one couple messaged me, and they lived in the city next to me, and at first I thought that was good because I wanted there to be a little bit of distance. No, for real, you don't want to go to the Publix or the Walmart and run into them, okay? So I wanted there to be some distance, blah, blah, blah. They lived about an hour away, and the wife was 23, and the husband was 35. Red flag on the play. Red flag on the play. The husband is a walking red flag. Why are you, you're already 35 smashing a 23-year-old, you stingy bastard. You're stingy. You already got the young hot bod. Why are we adding more people to this scenario? It's given you don't know how good you got it. You're already lucky that this 23-year-old doesn't know how lame you are, sir. And you're over here trying to add more people? What? Look. Oh, my gosh. He was balding, too. I could tell that's some bald. Oh, my God. Let me chill. That's some bald behavior. That is some bald behavior. They were one of the few people that were willing to send face pictures, and I thought they were attractive. They told me they have had previous experiences with men as thirds. Well, but was looking for a woman because the wife is bisexual and wanted to experience a woman for the first time. For the first time, though. Girl, what if you have that experience and then you find out like, oh, I might actually be a lesbian, girl. Like, maybe I need to leave this old balding bitch alone. They also had 3 small kids at home. Oh my gosh, that guy needs to go to jail. You just took all of that woman's youth. 3 kids? She's 23 with 3 kids. How old are the kids? Because They said they got 3 kids, so meeting in public would not be possible. It wasn't super ideal, so I kept pondering about it and asked more questions, and a week later just decided to do it before I continue. Yes, I know this is dangerous, and I will say that at the time of my life, I had very little will to live and was going through a lot. Dad, I'm glad you're doing better now, but like I'm only doing a dark laugh because I can relate, bruh. Like we all been there where it's just like, you know what? I guess I am about to ride in this car at 3 a.m. Fuck it. I don't want to be here. We want you here, okay? We want you here. That was the only time I ever met someone at their house. They did assure me that it was since it was our first time meeting, if I didn't feel like doing anything sexual, don't feel pressured. So I drove the hour and met them. And when I tell you I was scared shitless the whole drive, when I pulled up, they opened their garage and tell me why they had a whole mattress on the floor in the middle of the garage. I was like, what the fuck in my brain? Because I've never seen that before. Girl, I would have thought I was about to be on First 48. I would have thought I was going to be on Missing. I would have thought I was going to be on some white woman's podcast. What do you mean there's a mattress in the middle of the floor in the garage? So y'all be hunching thirds in the garage? Y'all don't send the kids to grandma and grandpa's house? Oh my God. I was like, what the hell? I've never seen this. The wife must have seen my face and told me that the kids play in the garage a lot, so it's there for them. That is worse. You put the babies in the garage while y'all being grown? Oh, I'm calling CPS. I brushed over it and I gave her a hug. She was in lingerie. These people are freaky. Oh my gosh. She was in lingerie and looked way better than the photos. But when I saw the husband, he was heavier than his pictures and was noticeably balding. Oh my gosh. He was also super shy and quiet in person. Besides saying hi, I mainly talked to the wife at first and she offered me drinks and some ganja. After some time, I finally called him out on it and he started to open up. See, this whole time we were in the garage, and mind you, it's 1 a.m. at this point. We played some drinking games and started to get to business and moved to the kitty bed on the ground. Oh my God. I was drunk and wasn't thinking clearly. They had a gate in the door into the house, and one of the kids walked up to the gate and started crying. Oh my God. They didn't see anything. Like, they didn't see us doing anything. But she rushed, put her robe on to tend to them, and was gone for like 10 minutes. She did this like 2 more times, and I felt so awkward because I was being left alone with him. And I kept feeling the need to stop out of respect for her, but he didn't want to stop and wanted to continue, so I did as well. See, that's that shit where I be getting people in they fucking feelings and stuff. Like, yeah, these people are nasty. You couldn't wait until little Johnny and little Timmy were asleep? Like, what the? No, that's another thing. How could you even get excited knowing your kids are right there, bruh? Like, what are we doing? When we were all done, they asked if I wanted to take a nap before I left, and I was like, nah, because I wasn't expecting to be in the garage this whole fucking time. I sobered up quickly and drove home, and we all texted in a group chat how we all have fun and they wanted to see me again. Then he texted me privately, absolutely not, saying how he was sorry if he seemed nervous and didn't perform the best. I didn't like the private texting because I didn't know their boundaries, so I just said he did great and kept it short. From time to time, he would continue to keep texting privately saying how they both missed me, and if I wanted to, he could meet me at my place, just me and him, for a quickie. Absolutely not. I'm calling the police. I didn't like that shit at all. That wasn't what I was looking for, and I told him that. I hardly heard from the wife, and it felt weird because he randomly texted me from time to time about random stuff, like he wanted to plan orgies with other people from Reddit. I eventually just stopped responding to him. I found it was so weird that he had a wife that beautiful and put all that energy elsewhere. I honestly thought she could do better, but it's not my merit. No, I was just saying, like, he seems very selfish. And then, sir, you obviously are talking to these other men that you've been hooking up to on the side because he's trying to talk to you on the side. It seems like he loves having his cake and eat it too. And this is why I always tell people, especially my bi girlies, you know, coming from a bisexual married person, you should never have to sleep with other people to make your relationship better. You should never have to sleep with other people to ensure that you don't have infidelity in your relationship. These men, you will give these men all the threesomes, all the hall passes in the world. They will still go behind your back and cheat on you if they are an ain't shit ass person. If they're an untrustworthy, slimy person. And the girl, definitely, she's trapped. She has 3 babies by this dude, and she's only 23 years old. Her fucking brain isn't even done developing, and she's hunching with a 35-year-old man in a mattress in a garage while her 3 kids run around upstairs. I feel bad for the wife, too. That's what I'm saying. She got trapped. Just nasty, bro. Crazy. Yup, talking about my ex cheated and we were open. Yup, bruh. Look. A cheater gonna cheat. An unfaithful person is just gonna be unfaithful. They said my last straw was when he texted me about how one of his friends was looking for someone to hook up with, and he thought of me. Oh, I'm not a fucking prostitute now. Like, what are we doing? I went off saying how disrespectful that was, that he thinks that I'm just some property to pass around, and he got defensive saying how it wasn't his intent and apologized. Oh, but I was still rubbed the wrong way and eventually just stopped responding altogether. I learned my lesson from that point to not meet anyone else from Reddit. Ooh, I was about to say Weddit. Oh my God. Anyone else from Reddit, and to put more time into filtering out couples. I have tons of crazier things to tell you about my other experience in the future. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for reading. Here is a picture of them. Oh my gosh. He gives me the fucking creeps. She looks like a kid. He gives me the fucking creeps. And he has an Alice in Wonderland tattoo. And like, she looks like a kid. That's insane. I'm like in shock. Like, she looks like a kid. She could still pass for being like 17, 18. Like, she still has baby fat on her face. And this motherfucker looks disgusting. I'm sorry. He looks a mess. He stereotypical 35-year-old Latino male, you know, you got he just look a fucking mess. It's the Alice in Wonderland tattoos for me. And his tattoos are fucking horrible. Like, they look very cheap. She is way out of his league. She's way out of his league. You could tell she hasn't even grown into her grown woman body yet. Like, she don't even look grown. I can't explain it. But he's a mess. I'm sure the babies are beautiful. I feel bad for them too. But yeah, this is too much for 23. That dude ought to be a fucking ashamed of himself. So when he turns 40, she's going to be 28. That's insane. That's insane. That is crazy to me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just looking at this picture of them. She looks like a little kid. Like, even how she does her hair and like, that nigga's horrible. He ruined her life. That's crazy. He definitely groomed her. Yeah, you said she's Guyanese. I could tell. I was about to say, is she Trini? He definitely looks Puerto Rican. I wasn't going to say it, but he's giving Puerto Rican. Like, he looks like oh my gosh. Like, I'm glad you said it because I wasn't trying to give too much information, but she does look like she could be Trini, Guyanese. I was even going to say Cambodian. Like, is she Blasian or something? But she's very pretty. I don't know what the fuck. This bro look a mess. One of his teeth is looking at the back of his mouth. Like, I just don't know what the fuck's going on there. I can tell he probably looked like decent when he was younger though, but life whooped his ass. But yeah, it's giving toxic Caribbean groomer for sure. For sure. Like, horrible. Yeah, he look a mess. I'm sorry. I don't got no respect for that man. That's fucking weird. Couldn't even put the babies away before he decided to go be a damn freak. Like shit. He was an ex-tattoo artist. Oh, see, they need to get their money back. He hid his and her tattoos. Yeah, his tattoos all look like they're not finished. They all look like he tapped out. He doesn't have no shading done. The proportions are fucked. He's just, I don't like bruh, as you could tell. I'm not a fan of him, you know? Not a fan of him, no. But yeah, thank you for telling me that story. That was freaking crazy. These people on Reddit be getting down, like, damn, like, shit. Thank you so much for sharing. I would love to hear some more unicorn stories. You know, hey, I'm interested. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. I love seeing people just like do them, you know. Fuck it. Do you, boo. Just stay safe. If any of you guys want to send in your stories, again, send it to TRIBETEA@shopvoodoochild.com. That is the last story I have for the day. If you guys do send me in receipts, make sure that you blur everything. Again, blur the receipts. I'm not blurring them for you. You guys are more than welcome to send me pictures like I just saw. I will not put them on here. Don't worry. I won't do you like that. And yeah, you're more than welcome to come into the chat and read it with me. Thank you so much for coming up in here, girly. That was very helpful. Cleared up a lot of stuff that I was wondering. And yeah, make sure you guys like the video on your way out. I just posted a vlog on my vlogging channel a few days ago, maybe like a week ago now, but if you guys want to go check that out, I'm going to try going live on TikTok, but I am for sure going to be back on Twitch a little bit more. Every other Wednesday, we're going to keep doing Tribe Teas. Ooh, that's a good question. When is my memoir coming out? At least in the next 2 years, because I'm trying to have that out before I start my own family. Just so I can just close the adolescence chapter of my life, all like the trauma and like all of that stuff. Like, good question though, because I've been working on it since the pandemic was going on. Like, coming soon, guys. So yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe on Twitch. Also, if you have a Prime membership, you could subscribe. Y'all are in denial, and I'm sorry. Y'all go and watch my pop culture rant while I do my makeup. Please go and watch that pop culture rant, because I swear people are in denial about that Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez shit. Like, y'all be in denial talking about Selena was copying her. Are we looking at the same thing? Then Selena Gomez just dropped a song too from Hailey's POV talking about it's not that serious, it's not that deep, get over it. Like, I guess that's what I get for getting into the white people lore. Whenever I get into the white people lore, people be getting real upset that I don't, you know, come correct. Even Justin is spiraling right now. Like, I don't know. Timestamps do not lie though. Timestamps don't lie. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And yeah, that's all I got for you this week. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I'm seeing all you guys starting to follow me on Twitch. And yeah, tell me at this point, just throw hands. I will see you guys next time.